Hello my crafty friends, Corrine here from Corrine Crafts. I hope you are well. Here is today's project. Isn't that pretty? It's a really simple card with a couple of die cuts, a little bit of stamping and then inking to make it look like it's in the right places behind the die cut. A couple of gems and we are away. I've done it on watercolour card because of adding the wet ink. But so simple, makes a lovely 6-inch card when we're finished, and I'm going to show you now how I made it. For today's project, I thought I would use this die. It's the Pretty Posy. It's from the Gemini Outline Florals collection. I really like these. So when you cut these out, they cut out a lot of detail. So I'll cut this out first and we'll start from there. So I've just got some regular white multi-purpose card and I'm going to pop this onto here. Just like that, and I know that if I trim this down I can get it through my Gemini Mini or any other small one. So I'm going to pop it like that and then I'm just going to trim round here. There we go, and then trim that corner too, and that means then it'll fit on my mini plates. So if I bring this out, it's moving. I don't think I've got my tape in the right place. Let's have a look at the tape. Put that there. There we go. Let's hold that. Put that there. Now, you see, if I do it at an angle, it does just fit. But I do find that this one needs an extra bit of a shim, and it probably will take a couple of goes to go through my mini. I could go through one of my bigger die cutting machines, but I do like to use the smaller one. So let's have a look and see where we've got to. And let's put that, take the tape off. Then I'm going to need my poker tool. And I'm just going to poke it out of all the bits. So just peel. Now always remember with things like this, you always peel the cardstock away from the die rather than the die away from the cardstock, and it just stops it getting ripping. I know that sounds really simple and you think what's the difference, but it really does, because you sort of just roll the die cut out of the die and you get a much less chance of it ripping and damaging. So there we go. Poke those bits out. There we are. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to stick these together. So I've got a couple. So I've already stuck, you can see, 2 together, and I'm going to stick my third one on now. So I've got my third one and we're going to pop that, get it the right way around like that, and it's just going to raise it and make it a little bit thicker. Lots of ways you can do this. You can do this with a dotty tape pen. You could put sticky adhesive on the back before you die cut. You can put glue onto a workstation and then tap into it. The other way, you could maybe put some glue on a sponge and just tap all over. That's a really good way to do that for intricate dies. There's so many different ways to apply your adhesive to the backs of delicate die cuts like this. All the way like that. What I will probably do is, once I've got the glue on, I'm going to bring my mat in. I'm going to turn it over. I'm just going to tap, and what I'm doing is I'm spreading that glue about. Yep. And I'm taking off any excess. So then I can pop this onto here and it should just line up absolutely perfectly. There we go, look at that. Now we'll have to fiddle around with the little foliage bits. They're always the tricky bits just because they move around. There we go. Pop those up together. There we go, and look at that. Oh, come on, stick together. There we are. Right, and that now is 3 deep. So I really like that. Really works for me. Now I have cut it out of black as well, and I am going to do a drop shadow with this in a minute. But I could do it now, couldn't I? I could do it now. It's not going to hurt to do now, is it? Let's do that. I was thinking about leaving it, but I won't. I'll do it, because then everything can be drying, can't it? Put those little bit of glue on the back of there. All right, now I'm going to do the smallest drop shadow. We hardly want to see a drop shadow, but it will just give it that lift. So it just defines the die cut by doing the black die shadow. We're not going to colour this die cut or anything like this, so it just adds that little bit of interest. So we can pop that through there, and so that's when it's right there. So we just move that just slightly. Can you see it's ever so slight, but it's just enough. It's just going to give that hint. So I just need to work on these ones. These ones always take a little bit longer, like that. Just make sure there's a little bit showing there. There we go. And can you see, look, got the tiniest little bit of drop shadow. So what I would do, showing you this before, I would just put a block on top and leave that while I do the rest of the card. So let's put that out of the way. And I've got something heavy to stand on top. So the next thing I'm going to do is I brought in a square of watercolour card. 4 3/4 on each side. So that is my square. Now I've got another one of these die cuts, a spare one. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. So this is going to go just like that. So you can see we don't need it any bigger than 4 3/4. We could possibly go even smaller. Now I've stamped my happy birthday in a waterproof dye ink, and that's important that it's waterproof. Now my sentiment is just from one of my sets that I've got. I've used this happy birthday. These are ones I bought pre-loved from our Lou. So I want that on there, and I want to put some ink behind it. I think I'm going to turn that round that way because it might be easier. So let's start with my pale pink. Let's put this down. Pale pink is very pale, so you'll see what we're going to do. So put some water on there. Now, you know I use this cello bag with kitchen roll inside. So I've done a smaller one, and this one is just with a baby wipe inside. And I did that just so that I've got a little bit more control. I wanted something a bit smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, see, this is very pale, but it's going to start. And I'm just roughly measuring the centre of these flowers. Very rough. At the moment, actually, I might just go a bit wider with the pink. Let's just go wider with the pink. So I'm going to have that there. Yeah, that works. Right, so that's going to sit like that. Really pretty. So, as you say, that pink is very pale. So I've gone behind, but I've also let it splat a little bit, which is quite nice. I'm going to come in with my fuchsia, which is a lot stronger. Put a little bit of water on there. Might have put too much water on the last one. So what I want to do now is I want to find roughly, oh look, I'm already splashing, the centres of my flowers. So I want some little bit of fuchsia pink there, a little bit just there, and a little bit. And hopefully when this is finished, it's going to look just nice and random. Right, I've got enough of the fuchsia. Let's just go in with a bit of the pale pink again, because the pale pink is so pale. And what I might do is bring down a little bit of the fuchsia. That's better. That was a bit too pale, wasn't it? A bit too fuchsia now. Now, I say this, if the more water, that's it. The more water you add, obviously, the paler it will become. Right, so there's my pinks. Nice bit of splatting all around. So if you want a little bit more, just grab a brush and plenty of water, and then just do a few little taps. There we go, just like that. Really pretty. Okay, so let's get rid of the pink. I'm going to come in with the green next, and a little squirt of water. And I'm going to use the little cello bag again. Let's put this back on. That's going to go just there. So I can see where my greens are. So I need a little bit of green just here. A little bit of green just here. And just here. And just here. What you want to do is sort of make it look, what's the word? Like it just happened, but actually it's very controlled. It's all smoke and mirrors. it's always, often is, isn't it? Smoke and mirrors. So let's just go in with a little bit of the green. Doing a few little taps. Ah, that's better. There we go. It's nice to sort of extend it because that was quite small, wasn't it? Oops, I'm knocking everything over. Right, so that now needs to dry. And I've got one here. Oh no, I'm going to carry on with this one, I think. It's a better one than the one I've prepped with. So let me get my heat gun. Let's give that a little bit of a blast. Okay, so once we've finished, this is where we get to it. Obviously, it's gone a little bit lighter, but that is how it tends to go. So that is going to go onto some black card. But what I'm going to do is, you've seen it recently, I've a couple of projects. When I've got card that's a little bit, it's had water on it, I will often use my red liner just to help it get nice and straight. So we're going to put this on. This is, I think it's a 12mm red liner. It's probably the favourite one of mine. I do like this. It just seems to work for me. I just like how thick it is, and yeah, so you'll probably see this one comes out the most. But have a look at Sticks 2 because they've got loads of red liner. Red liner is easy to remove so long as it's burnished down well. If it's burnished down well, the backs just come off just like that, so easily. It's when it's not burnished that you will struggle to get it to release. This is such a lovely quick card. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit of tacky glue over the top of that. I'm going to put it just here and here, just in case it sticks first where I don't want to do. Then I'm going to put a little bit in the centre. I've been bitten before, but I learned the hard way that you need to put a little bit of tacky glue over your red liner, you see, because that will lift. Whereas if that was just pure red liner, I wouldn't have been able to have lifted it. Finding this hard, can't see what I'm doing. There we go. It really is the smallest of borders. There we are. So as soon as the tacky glue allows it to sort of have that wriggle room, but once I press down, I've then attached the red liner so it's not coming off. And then my base is really, really simple. 6-inch card. Really, really simple, nothing fancy. Pre-bought 6-inch card that I can use at the top. I've just got a little splash of pink on, but actually, is that going to cover it up? Yes, that's going to be covered. So just some pink card on the back, and then a white layer. You know me, I do like to intersperse my coloured layers with white layers. It's just my personal preference. Pop that on there, and then this one is going to go onto here. So let's take the back of this. I've just got my 1.6mm Sticks 2 foam tape on the back of here, which is the one you probably see me use 95% of the time. Just going to go in my hand. I'll use my tacky glue just because it's here. There we go. There we are. And then that is going to go on to here. It's such a quick and easy card. Sometimes that's what you need though, isn't it? Do you ever get that when you go, oh no, I need a card, I need a card. Okay, I'm going to bring this one back in. That was up here. And now we're going to pop this on here. So hopefully the colours are all coming out from behind the image. Very pale, but that's okay. Let's get my precision glue press. I know quite a few people have been buying this recently. It really is helpful. I know it's not the cheapest, but you use a lot less glue. You don't get glue all over your projects, and if you do struggle with your dexterity of your hands, it really, really does help, because you hardly have to squeeze the nozzle at all. It's very reactive to your hands. So yes, if anybody asked me would I recommend it, I would say highly recommend it. There we go. I love this. Sometimes you just want simple, don't you? So I did it round that way, just like that. Just press that down. Come on, just grab. It's not tacky glue, It takes that second to grab, doesn't it? Let's just press that down. There we are, looking amazing. So the last little bit I need is some gems. Oh, they were there all along. Got to be the black gems, hasn't it? So let's go. I think this size will look good. 1, 2, and my third one. Then I'm going to go to the next size down and just put 1, 2. There we go. And that is all I'm going to do. How quick and easy is that? I know some people don't want to do colouring, you know, but I've just got the intense colours behind the centred, little bit of green, really, really quick and simple, but so pretty. And I think the black drop shadow really, really helps as well, because it just makes that die cut pop. There you go. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes we just want quick and easy. So there you are. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm just looking, and you could potentially have even made this card quite a bit smaller, but I quite like a 6-inch card. It works for me. So thank you very much for watching. I'll disappear now. And as always, I'll link to a video and I'll link to my subscribe button. So if anybody can click on those, that will really help, as well as the Amazon links at the bottom. Really, really helps me. Thank you so much. And I will be back with another project very, very soon. So until then, you take care, my crafty friends. Bye for now.